Hello and welcome, everybody. I am um, doing this podcast again. I stepped away for a while, and with the recent events that just happened, and the amazing memorial that happened right in my backyard here in Glendale, Arizona, and with the upcoming release of my book, my first book, I felt that this was a really good time to have a conversation about forgiveness, even considering with what's going on in the world right now. So, this is unscripted and completely off the cuff because I didn't even really prepare anything at all. So I am just going to have a conversation with you right now. It's going to be very one sided, but I really hope and pray that you will engage and put something in the comments section so that we can all just have a really great positive conversation and talk about what's going on right now in our country. So I know that emotions are really high, and I know that they're high on both sides. They're both sides, whether you believe in what happened, whether you believe in why it happened. That's what I want to talk about. So, what we need to do, in my opinion, is to be more tolerant of other people's opinions, lifestyles, and what have you. If it's not directly affecting you, don't get so angry about it. Like, in a nutshell. But also, like, the relationships that you have with your family and your friends, don't allow them to suffer just because they don't believe in the same things that you believe in. That's not what makes us great people. What makes us great people is that we are different, that we do have different opinions, and that we can talk about those opinions without getting angry or upset or cutting people out of your lives completely. Like, that is no way to resolve the situation. And if that has happened in the past several years, then maybe it's time to have a reconciliation with each other and talk about forgiveness, about the things that we've said or the things that we've done. I'm my myself included in that. I've maybe not approached topics that are sensitive with any sort of sensitivity at all. I've just been very like, this is where I stand and I don't stand anywhere else. And in a sense that's true. I do stand pretty firm on my beliefs, but that doesn't mean that I can't have love for the people that don't. I do. But I just need to maybe come with a softer heart, right? Anyway, so what I do have is I have some personal experience behind me in this particular topic of things that go against social grain. Like, I haven't always lived a Christian life. I lived a very hard life. I lived a very rough life without a lot of rules or people to hold me accountable. And so, much like what's going on right now, I just did whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it without answering to anybody. And it may feel good in the moment, but then you're held accountable to those actions, whether it be a week later, a year later, a decade later. You know, I have grandchildren now, and I am accountable for the things that I've said and for my actions now, and I have to keep those things in mind when they're around. And so a lot of what I what I did and what happened was I had to reconcile the things that were destroying me in the past and decide to live a new life and choose a new life. And so that's really what I did. And and so this story of mine is what I believe can really help people that are struggling with, pardon me, with things like forgiveness. How do I change my life and walk in a different way? What kind of things are going to happen along the way? Are my friends going to support me and be with me, or am I going to lose friendships? Am I going to lose family members? Those are kind of all the questions that I think a lot of people have. And so I was called to write this book about some things that happened in my life that were really destructive and really took me down a really dark and lonely road. But I came out of that, and I came out of it into a place where I have so much happiness and so much joy in my heart. And I just don't feel anger anymore, and I don't feel any of those things anymore. And I just want that for everybody. I honestly do. So I think that, a lot of the things that happened with Charlie Kirk and with on the other side of his death, that people are maybe having some self-reflection on, are my words really important? Do my words really matter? Are my actions really who I am? And I think that a lot of people need to just take a step back and kind of look at that and really decide where they want to be in life. Where do they want to stand? Like, is this really the hill you want to die on? Like hating somebody for just having an opinion. I don't think that that's true. I don't think that people really want to live like that every single day. You know what I mean? Okay, so like I said, this is completely unscripted, so I'm just going off the cuff and the things that I'm saying. But I do believe that there is a better life for people, right? Okay, so I wrote this book. And what I would like to do in this podcast is I would like to start having conversations. I want to have conversations about things that people have gone through in their life and how they came out on the other side. I want to have conversations about real forgiveness and real healing. I want to hear about your miracles. I want to hear about the things that you pray about and the things that God has answered for you, or if you're discouraged that they're not being answered, why? So I really feel like a lot of things in this book that people have gone through. So if you can see that. Can you see that? Okay, it's called Sleeping with Satan. And it doesn't mean one person in particular. It doesn't mean all the people in particular that I had relations with. Sometimes it's not even about a person at all. Sometimes it's about a feeling or an event. Satan is everything that's sinful in this world. All the good comes from God. All the sin and all the negativity and all of the anger and fear and anxiety and all of those things that we have are Satan. So that's what this means. And it's a really fast read, but there's a lot of really wonderful things in here and experiences and stories, and there's excerpts out of my diary in here and things like that. And I just want people to read this and see that you can go from here. My goodness, you can go from here to here. You can go from desperation to joy so quickly. Like, God will take that from you. And so, anyway, I just wanted to plug this a little bit today. It's on pre-order on Amazon, by the way, and Barnes and Noble, and I believe you can also get it at Walmart. It's on pre-order. It actually comes out on October 6th. And but you can pre-order it right now if you want. And I would love for you to do that. I would love for you to hear this message, and I would love for it to like just touch your heart. And what I do want to leave you with is a Bible verse that I really feel speaks to the moment. So let me just pull it up really quick here. Not an upside down Bible. Let me just pull it up really fast. I'm going to the book of Matthew, and I'm going to chapter 18, verse 21 through 22. And it says, Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? 7 times? Jesus said unto him, I say unto thee, until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Therefore in the kingdom of heaven liken unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. Basically, what it's saying in here is, how many times do we forgive the people who've wronged us? Erica Kirk showed tremendous strength and courage. And if you watched the memorial service, you know this. You saw her get up there. You saw her struggle to even start to speak, to get her emotions under control. You saw her forgive the man that killed her husband. And I don't say husband lightly, because I think he was much more than just that. He was her life. He was her confidant, her friend, the father of her children. These children are going to grow up not even knowing who their dad was, not remembering the touch, because they're so little. Like, our memories don't go back so far, right? And so he took that from her, and it hasn't even been 2 weeks, but the strength of the Lord allows us forgiveness. There are some horrible things that have happened in my life by people that I have been able, not always willing, but able to forgive their choices for the things that they did. Do I seek justice for Erica Kirk? 100%. We all do. We all want justice for her. But do I love her more because of her forgiving heart? Absolutely. God bless her for that. And I want that for absolutely everybody that is listening to this, that is suffering from bitterness and pain and anger and all that stuff that is in our heart when we have been wronged by somebody that loved us or didn't love us or anything like that. That the forgiveness that you can find in your heart can change your life. I promise you this. It will change your life. So rewatch Erica Kirk's message, pick up this book and read it, and then reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, and let's heal. All right? I love you all. God bless you in your lives. And until we talk again, just stay beautiful.